Hello, and once again welcome to Survival Sweden channel. This is my lovely old Mercedes 508 and I'm going to show today how to replace the rubber gasket which fixes the windscreen in, because it's a problem for many people. After some years they start to crumble and crack from the ultraviolet light in the sun and the heat, and then water comes in, and they're actually very expensive to replace. You pay per meter, and there are only 2 or 3 stockists in Europe that have them readily available, but I found a workaround, and this was an experiment, but this windscreen has been fixed in here using my method since I think the middle of December, and it's now April, and I've had it in very hot sunshine. On those few days we have really hot sunshine here, and I've had it in all kinds of weathers, and it's absolutely fine. And I'll show you the way to do it anyway. So I must point out that you'll see that some bits here are a little bit rougher and some bits are much smoother, and that's because we were experimenting. I hadn't done this before, it was just an idea, and I wanted to try different techniques to see which were the best. So if I was going to do it again, I could have the whole thing absolutely perfect like this, but this was the first time, and hopefully I can transmit to you the best way to do it. Now you'll see that I've left the rubber on the side windows, partly so I can show viewers how to fix it, how to do the whole process. So you take your box cutter, a very sharp knife, and you put it in there and push it in so it goes under this rubber and up to the metal. This is the metal of the pillar, and you'll actually find that you're cutting away very little rubber, because the strip which goes between the outside and the inside is only about 5 or 6 millimeters thick. It's very thin, so you cut it, it's an easy cut. So once you've cut that away, then obviously you're left with the glass on one side and the metal on the other side. And this is your opportunity, because metal pillars are often rusty along where they've had water coming in for years. Mine were not. I was very lucky. But this is your opportunity to paint on some anti-rust, do a little bit of sanding, a bit of wire brushing, put your anti-rust on, maybe put some primer, and put whatever colour you want your van to be. Now you can see I've got blue here because I didn't do it properly, and the reason for that was very good. It was because it was minus 12 degrees and we had a diesel heater on just to make the adhesive cure, but it was horrible breathing in the diesel fumes. In one moment you're in the heat, next minute you are freezing. So we just wanted to get the job done as quick as we could. Anyway, these are all the tools that you need. You need your cutting knife, you need an applicator, and you need a chisel, and that's just to take away excess glue very carefully if you spill any, really. And you need some masking tape. This is 1 inch wide, 25 millimeters, very common, nothing special about it. And your applicator, this is not the one I used, because you see it's a little wider, and the one I used I cut to exactly the right size to go between there and there, between the tapes. And I made sure that when I taped it up they were very, very parallel, and I can actually use my tool to make them parallel. So I'll show you the glue itself. This comes from a Swedish shop called Biltema. It's a big chain store, and so this kind of glue is actually very, very cheap. It was around 4 or 5 euros for a tube, and if you go down the other route of buying the expensive fillers and adhesives, you can buy really nice quality ones, proper adhesive for glass windscreens, and products like Sikaflex, designed for boats, and they're very, very good quality, of course, but they cost a lot of money. Now this one, as I say, super cheap, and I used I think 2.5 tubes, something like that, to do the whole windscreen. The important thing to look for, obviously it's got to be a black in colour to look good, and then you want an MS polymer. You can see that written there. It's not always written so obviously. Often it's written in very small print somewhere, but it must be an MS polymer, because it has very good properties for bonding to non-porous surfaces, and also for high resistance to ultraviolet light. So having masked up putting the masking tape on around your window, and by the way, I would recommend not doing all the window in one go, because obviously if you cut all the rubber around it, the whole thing is loose, and there's always a worry it's going to slide out or someone's going to knock it out. So I would recommend doing, for example, the 2 sides first, and then let the adhesive go off for say 48 hours, so you know it's really solid, and then cut off the rubber from the top and the bottom and do those separately. So anyway, what you want to do is get a lot of glue in there as quick as you can, and this is about timing, because after only about 1 minute the glue starts to form a skin. And this is why this bit, because we experimented with all different methods and application around the window, but this part had formed a skin, and when you try to drag it then or smooth it down with your applicator, then it drags the glue and it makes a bit of a mess. And you can wait for it to dry, you can go over it with a little more glue and make it a bit smoother later, but you can actually just get it all right the first time if you've had a bit of practice, and that's the key. You'll see that this bit is nearly perfect. This is the first piece that I did, and it was only a short strip, and I got the glue on very quickly, and before it had a skin I was able to go over it 2 or 3 times until I got the knack and get it just smooth. And you can see after having a little practice, this piece across the bottom, absolutely perfect. Look at that. I mean, it's beautiful, and it didn't take long to learn. Obviously this is the first window we have ever done like this, and it's turned out not far off perfect. I've learnt a lot. Once you have applied the glue, there are 2 ways that you can go about taking off the tape and leaving a good finish, and one of them is that you cut exactly and precisely down the edge of the masking tape, slowly and carefully, to get it absolutely right. And then once the glue is cured, you can pull the masking tape away, and it takes away that edge of bits which didn't quite go exactly smoothly where they should be. So you're taking away the rubbish quite easily. The other way is, if you've had a little more practice, is wait till the glue is perhaps 6 hours dried, or a few hours depending on the temperature, and then you pull the tape away with just some partially cured glue, and that will take away all the mess that you didn't want as well. The risk you run is if you do it too early, you could sort of make the sides flop up here, and so that there's less of a bond with the glass. I wouldn't worry too much. I think both ways work rather well. But anyway, so whichever you choose, you just pull off your masking tape and the rubbish is gone, basically. But like I said, the key to this is the speed at which you work, so that the glue does not form a skin, so that you can work smoothly on it. That's what we worked out. So you want to do this on not too hot of a day if you can. That gives you a little more time. If you need the practice, if you're good with adhesives and you've done it before, then no problem. And it takes around perhaps 48 hours, again depending on temperature, to go absolutely hard inside, so that you know that it's absolutely safe to drive with and it's not going anywhere. Now, I've had this in all temperatures, all weathers, and it's been here for months, and I'm extremely happy with it, and it cost me almost nothing, and you don't have to take the glass out, and there's not a single drop of water has gone in since I've done this, and it looks good. I'm very happy with it. Anyway, I hope it helps other people. You're welcome to leave any questions in the comments, and any suggestions for improvement, obviously, if there's something I missed, but I think it's good, really. So anyway, good luck to you guys. Hope it helps. Ciao.